Lake na tije ma kujulo. 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 Tije ma kujulo. Lake na tije ma kujulo. Lake na tije ma kujulo. Lake na tije ma kujulo. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Look at the boat. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. 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 Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Hala Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover Galo. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. 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 O Bisenkra. O Frankamani. O Bisenkra. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. 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 Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Solu Matala. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Usalo Kenya don't cover down. Humokulo humokwe yakita mado lenye humokumi kuna mochi wala nyi humokumi kuna gane ngajira humokulo humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna komla wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna ya wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna humokulo humkwe mado lenye humokumi kuna mado wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna mado wala nyi humokumi kuna mado wala nyi humokumi kaje bekuya nganya mikwanga mado lenye humokumi kuna humokulo humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna yawa wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna yawa wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna kopi wala nyi humokumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna hukula tomo kumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna mado lenye dumkumi kuna mado lenye humokumi kuna mado lenye tukumi kuna mado lenye tukumi kuna kopi wala nyi tukumi kuna mado lenye tukumi kuna
ekade vekuya minya mikwamba okuma kana o Bisenkra o Frankamani o fifini nkuma emukweta no abo o kerekere ku asoma wa maju agbra vila ni dala ni bola marola nya ese marola nya opiola nya
Marola nyaka mukuna. Marola nyaka purikuna. Marola nyaka mukuna. Mukula humukwe. Marola nyaka mukula humukwe. Marola nyaka mukuna. Kofiola nyaka mukuna. Kofiola nyaka mukuna. Kofiola nyaka mukuna. Marola nyaka mukuna. Marola nyaka mukuna. Kofiola nyaka mukuna. Arena kujina budwe. Yabo jake. Arena kujina budwe. Arena kujina budwe. Arena kujina budwe. Arena kujina budwe. Abochwe dakpan okaka. Bege kumya na aji Vodo. Bokor le ba guje. Kadala. Comment les motos déjà. Que il va bien gâter. Mais de là au pied là. C'est. Oh, Vodo pied là.
Oh, non più una gamba, il baraggio
va jamais. Vodo pied là vle. Ah, ciao. Io qua
ma
Vaya, ci ho portato su lei. Dale, mia sorella. Humoku mikuna. Malole ya humoku. Ah, bochola ni humoku mikuna. Humoku mikuna. Bokola ni humoku mikuna. Kofiola ni humoku mikuna.
Never do more that I in day. Never do more on you, but that I in day. Then I not if you like quite a cover at Ballet, never comment. Hello, I feel like the woman will obey the moment. Let them know you let that I. If you can be that over, you know, what you do to do. Come back to work. A mare, and you can have one. Let information or come information go cassette player
oh, we are no like a block cassette. I mean, I can we are no continue everything.
Because we how many minutes?
Oh, 38 minutes square meter.
Excuse me. I may consider it. Womi kwa halo. Halo. Fajon kwa halo.
Hello, c'est Bloma, hello. Bébé. Ah oui. Bébé Bloma, hello.
Any information totally.
jagwana no yonya na konu yo pe de dash na nya ma chinku jagba
Onye ga na le yoga o ta tere mu tonga o ya tere.
Kwa bia kwa ko to ga ni dire. Do ana anya.
Ndo chejo.
Kwa mo mi ya tu mi ya choro.
Yo iko mbla, habe iko lu dia. Presi ko ba.
Efa. Ya ko ko ya ga. Ko ni ka ko
sida la pa to pe ko ko be ko
ni me onye foto na ma
o bo mi wa bro nya ja ro gere to ga mo mi ke to be ya
na pote
no to sida la sida mo no ko kama mbono kutia ja na ile ja ba me ka la hormone do
Gaya le ta.
Serema mbono kutia por mal na vama
Foi, Emílio.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to you all, wherever you may be. Thank you very much for joining us again at the Revolution Vodo Education question and answer section with me, Christopher Voncujovi, Bokor Christopher Voncujovi. We're going to be answering your questions again and thanking you all for joining us. So I'm going to pour libation. And once I pour libation, we can read the greeting and then we can go on. So thank you very much for joining us this very afternoon. Okay. Okay, I want to fumigate my talismans. Oh, so because sometimes when you are touching your talisman for a long time, you have to fumigate it. It's like buffing or cleansing it. The fumigation is another form of buff. So I need to fumigate it and cleanse it so that it can be sharp again. Great. Now, there we go. This is funny. Yeah. Oh, ago, mauga, so bullish and go, mauga, kitty cat, mauga, say. I said, your Tom, say, no, city, and no woman of every document, baby. Woman of you may be a document, you bird document, maybe a normal few of your weather. Say, you go, I said, Grandma, say, you Georgie, my Georgie. Oh, my young dog. I shall have for us, before I shall be came and do a go. We are braxas. Brassas maiores e a greco do apoio tá direto ao evento com o verso caminho meio no da o babo o capô eu me nos odia nem dos o cacatikazi baixo a dremia la forma nyambo me até que eu nyambo do rola maior até que o nyambo ba do flora fa kwa nyambo do de kaulo me abu mate kulo etega harani Pei meio akai bicho kai meio akai je ba kai so kai trovo kai meio akai fio akai meio ata akai kai pei ba na dolo ako provavelmente fito avançou muito da meio no da o babo o capô ba me zango meio no vira porque me afarra meio era que o jo pata jo maku afoka me vola meio time vola vudo me beri kukulo kwa to fa forma jo bonyo hebe jo bonyo to ya mo jo to anu kwa ko be ni le be me to ba jo tuzo akole du mo no to pere ka jo pata be ele afi jo mo ba jo ni jo pata be fia jo pata me tro me gbeda mo lo afi fa do ri jo pata re na afi mi anjo lo Jopata te femo yo amesi me bo dire to tagwe de ya pa pelu ti zugo lu ajina ogboju be odo ja ko ko me bale ti fa me va lo jona po fu ago sa pate me yo ati gere me yo ko lo me yo ra te me la fia me yo amaga se de ja pa se to bo ge me yo brahini me yo bo chi me yo be foli ko mo re ke go me go do ku che kuma ko na ta bo yo nda kwa Antonio pasipokuwa kubia yono nyakosa kwa kufuni kwa mgeje tasi ni amu usifusi jamkosa mrako brama manye kwa jemba tawe nyako kukofi tawe nyako kubia mensa duri epe mbepeku no mamani na yono nyako te kuto mnefana ni bubu ni anabubu mnefana mbo me yono nyasro me yono kunya Celestina wako kubia Katrina kubia funya sasa kwa kufuni ya obeka kuto mnefana ni bubu ni anabubu mnefana mse yeme yo au no tuji bako tuji tabu tuji meyo kini hasa ponji ya bara suba na meyo bako da friso so fa mo agovi bako afa cha oge kuto mene fana mi bobo lelo me yo me asona o ma chicha to pe ku si la pe ne ka pe mensa ahana ni ka to me fa na ni na ko ne fa na ni ko ni no asia go dagbe ji me yo mi da pe dagbe ji asi dagbe no nyu me dagbe ji me yo mi fa ahana mi an me do ago me yo awon to ji me ko to ji to ti di o kini kini hasa ko ji bara suba na na me yo ko adafi so fa ho ko afa cha wa joke ahana mi akuto me fa na mi gogo no mi ana gogo ne fa na mi sia me yo to be anani tretu le jita me yo ra ke apono me yo boko Abraham jivele chame me yo ra ke to boko kuto me fa na olo dagbe me yo no hule ba ko no nula vega me yo amabe fiato tombe fiato Simon Kavi na benina sida ke zapao me yo ra ke dagbe kuto me fa na wana na gogo me fa na ya tebe ni ya wele gogo me ni no gogo na makada oyo ameka ko yo me ameke yo tre video Ibrahim yo ko yo be ta ko yo me ba jo ya nwa ge ni to ni wona ho ni to ko mba bo na ni to to ko be no bo me ko na be vira be sira be jima yo ndo ni ko foto na ko me foto na foto ni abi ki me foto asibe ni be jiro ko ro be nya sigba sine ni na sine ni ni na tu wa ile dagbe jima yo mi do o waga kegbe ni bo na Facebook like me yo wa ko chi sakra ka me to aba be do ko to ko li do ko ku ma ko ba ko to ba no le cho o franta mani vi film ko abi sembra ko fito ya ko to ko fito ya ko fi atrama yo ni e ya me yo to be ade ba de kla ma cha shu be gba bo la sti ko ame da tutti le ka wu la o ma to perché me yere ade be ba no atuba vi fa o anaba vi fa o aduba vi mi fa nyanta pe me yo mi akeke nyanda si asimana to be zipi ya za ko to ko no to si ko me yo ra keke agbe mi awe program sugu me yo mi afo me bele to me lo mi abo mi asa apele bi me yo fana go no fa gbo ma ji so ko ko to mo le me da pa bi me yo pali do meji wo meji lo so mi do mi ya ka ko la me sa ka ti ko meji tu la meji le te meji che mi fu mi ko le che tu la me ko ba bi ko ta ba do na de no ko e di la kan agbe me da che se sen a che na un se baba mo be da che a che me da che well, today we are on again. Let me start reading the greetings first from Facebook, and I'm also saying hello to people on the Clubhouse, people on YouTube. So welcome all of you. Welcome to our today's live streaming. Let's see from the top. Let me read the greetings from the top first. Please go to the top. It's not moving. Yes, we have a rich royal Andy saying, "Awesome, Baba. I asked for prayers. Thank you very much, Rich. Welcome to the section, and our prayers are with you." We have Alana Maurice Van Tassel. Good morning, Alana. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us. And then I have a Prince Achuche. Hello, Prince. It's been a while. Prince Achuche is saying, "Papa, I will ask something about these rituals. What is it about?" I don't know what ritual you are talking about here because I have not been watching the video. I cannot see the video here. It's played to you to see, but then later you can ask me if we settle in. We are having our sister Kadifisha there saying, "Greetings, please move the casa. Greetings, Papa and family." Thank you very much, Kadi. Thank you very much for joining us. And then we have our sister in France, Oluchi Osunwoke. Great day, Papa, with peace and love. Happy we are here today. Thanks to the gods and the ancestors' guidelines. Thank you, Papa, for all the love you are giving to us. Peace. Thank you very much, big sister Oluchi. I'm very grateful and praying for you every day for everything. Like that comment. And then we have Zoglo Zomabi. Good afternoon, Papa. Hello, Zoglo Zomabi. Thank you very much for joining us and hope you are fine. This afternoon, today is a good Sunday, very sunny Sunday in Accra. We have Yolima Nadalis. Hello, I am in Colombia. Hello, Yolima, how are you? Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you will enjoy today's section. And then we have a Kuku Bob, God knows. Maunya, good afternoon, wise one. Hello, Maunya, how are you? Thank you very much for joining the section and prepare your questions. I'm here to answer you. Hope you are doing well. Then we have Papa Ani Adoti. Good day, please. How can I locate you? Please, so you will see our telephone number and everything is there. When you call, you book an appointment. I don't just accept people just walk into my shrine. You have to book an appointment with me. So pick our number, call, and book an appointment. Thank you very much. And then we have our big sister, Florence Jenfi, saying good afternoon, family. Good afternoon, sister. How are you? Thank you very much, Florence. We are very grateful that you are strong and you are joining the section. Then we have a Kukubo, God knows again, say blow, me and the view, Miletoji, yo, mercy, Ape, Maunya. Then we have a brother Victor K. Abochikwi. How is Apelike different from Apedo? Apelike in Ewe means your neighbor. Apelike means your neighbor in Ewe. Apedo means your ancestors. So Apelike is a neighbor, and then Apedo means your ancestors. Okay, then let's go over with God knows, Kukubo, God knows. And good afternoon. Who is Baba Dokuno and Bokor Dafli? So you mentioned them in your incantation. No, I don't mention Baba Dokuno in my incantations. That's not true. I mentioned Bokor Dafli, so he was my friend and teacher of my children, but he is passed on to the ancestral line. I don't believe that I have ever mentioned Baba Dokuno in my incantation. Well, Dokuno, if you make Benanu, Dokuno means a rich person, and a woman is a poor person. So it's not Baba Dokuno, it's Dokuno. If you may be an woman of if you Bena, woman of if you may be an Dokuno, if you Bena, I never said Baba Dokuno. Please make sure you quote me right, because there are certain things that I don't just take lightly. What I don't say, I don't want people to say I said so. Please. I never mentioned Baba Dokuno. People have Baba Dokuno as whatever they call it, as a Vodo. I don't have Baba Dokuno in my shrine. I'm sorry. So there is no incantation in which I will be mentioning Baba Dokuno, unless we are making fun and we mention that name, then that is that. No. Thank you very much, Kukubo. Yes. Then we have Shamba Musa. Mohammed said, greetings, Papa. Hello, Shamba. Greetings to you. How are you today? I heard that you're back home, and how is your mom doing? Regards to our sister Ewe Mohammed and all the household. Thank you very much, and to your dad as well. Thank you. And then we have Angie Fisher saying, greetings, family. Hello, big sister Angie. Greetings to you too. And then we have Yvonne Musa's mother. Greetings, blessings, brother Christopher, to you and your family. Thank you very much, big sister Yvonne. Thank you very much. And then we have Harry Floyd Brewster Sango Wamiri in Sango Jimmy or Sango Wamiri in Atlanta. Okay, hello Harry. How are you? Thank you very much. And thank you very much joining us. And then we have our brother Montitel in Taiwan. Hello Montier, how are you? Thank you very much for everything, and hope you are preparing yourself. And Montitel is saying greetings, Papa, and all who are tuned in from around the world. It's always a pleasure to tune in into this live session. Thank you very much, Monty. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful, and I hope you are digesting what we have discussed, and it will be well with you. Thanks for joining the section. Then we have a 96 Kujo. Good afternoon, Papa. Good afternoon, 96. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the session, and I hope you all prepare your question and enjoy the session. Now we are on YouTube. We have Tobe Jibeza. Is it not Tobe Jibeza? Tobe Jibeza says, so saying greetings and good day, AMT family. I hope you all well today. Papa and Sena Bokor Enuledo. Emunuledo, America Medena Nudo. Thank you very much, Tobe Jibeza. And then we have Mario Young in India saying good evening, Daddy, and the AMT family. Greetings from India. Thank you very much, Mario. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. Prepare your questions, and then I will join you. We're going to play a little bit on video, and then after that, I'm going to join you. So, and then I'm saying hello to people on Clubhouse. How are you all? Thank you very much for joining. And we are live now, so please prepare your questions, and we will be discussing it. So meanwhile,
why not the mochi?
You harm another. You talk about good. I'm more good.
Clay, no clay.
Come and wait for that room to Mrs. Shea, the throne she about the room of the back. Mauga wanted to do tire and your bug of fat. Telling your body, Jarry. I would. Look, sorry, you
if you ever do come and I go, no, you better not the book or not a better.
Video camera, many photo, ya piano, Monka for no day. I think
you. How are you?
Fine. You?
Fine. Please come and sit down.
Okay.
I was reading that I'm very hungry, so I want to eat something. Welcome. Thank you.
You are not in streaming yet.
I've started with I want to eat.
Yes, it's in stream yet. It's wonderful. Last time it was.
Now slowly.
Yes, now
we are improving.
You're really improved. Amazing, the screen. Wow. Wonderful. May I take a picture of this wonderful technology?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Or PayPal or what have you. The voice is very familiar.
They are where?
In the US. US.
The USA. Okay.
Because of the voice, I could feel that that's the senior sister speaking. I thought it was a junior sister.
The senior sister of
Cardi Fisher. They are my students. They came, the whole family came. The whole family came here to take initiation. We went back, about 5 of them.
And who is answering them? Your son?
Yes, but my son is moderating. Senna. He's moderating.
And he is at home.
He's at home.
No, I have to understand.
Technology.
Yes. For me, it's too much. I'm too old.
No, you're never too old. You're never too old. It's that you can, we all join. But if it's new, we just find someone to set it up for us.
Yes, yes.
And then we do. So we are never too old.
It's quite difficult to understand.
Say?
It's quite difficult to understand.
Yeah, the setup is very interesting, but then it's working. Hello, Senna. Yes, I'm back now. So there was a question. I want them to connect me live so that when I answer the question, other people can also understand. So just a moment. Then what was the question like?
The first question was about where we are located, and I answered that. And then I think about when the question was about food and vegetables. So he said that about what would you like to ask the question?
Okay, yeah, let Baba Westner hold on, and the boys will come and put me on Facebook live. Then I can answer the question so for the benefit of everybody. So when are you leaving?
I'm leaving Wednesday.
This very Wednesday?
Yes, it's our last time today.
I was thinking I'm going to the Grota reading on Thursday, then I'll go with you.
No, it's impossible because next Monday I don't start class, I have exam.
Okay.
In presence. So
and also, of course,
in any case to be there.
Your mother too, you need to be
Yes, but it's the student more because I have 90 students waiting for me.
Wow. Okay, now am I live? 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Okay, now Sana, I am ready, and we have Professor Alessandra Brivio from Italy. She's here too. She's live with us. That's why I was speaking with her. Yeah. I think Microphone is on. So now I am back, and let's bring the questions. Let's see, go up and see. Let's see what we have there. We will start reading from. We'll start reading from Facebook first. It's a our big sister Ifadara in Atlanta. I say, grand blessings, Papa and family. Happy Akwesidai. Thank you very much, big sister Ifadara. Thank you for joining. And then we have Estella Kabuki saying hello Estella Kabuki. Thank you very much for joining us. This is my first time watching live. Thank you, Kabuki. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. We have at the bottom. What do we get there? And okay, so that's what we have. So please, Baba Westner, please go on with your question now, please. Everybody should get closer to their microphone so that I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Good morning, Bokor Christopher. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm doing well. Thank you again for your time and opportunity. My question is, you mentioned several different types of herbs associated with particular babies when it comes to Ewe.
Yes.
Now, are there certain fruits and vegetables as well?
Oh, for us, you see, the word vegetable and fruits are considered herbs. In Ewe, but even stones are considered herbs sometimes. It is not only plants that are called herbs in Ewe. Even if they are putting a stone, or they are putting a glass, or putting a crystal, or putting anything inside a voodoo, they will call it herb. Herb, of course, it's a plant, but in the Ewe's voodoo and joka and all this thing, everything that is from nature is naturally called herb. We call them in Ewe word amma. Amma, which means herb. So sometimes even you fetch a sound and pour it with something, you call it amma. Of course, you will, when people want to know very well, then you can now differentiate the different type of herbs, what the herbs are. So in Ewe Vodu, there are there's a herb called Yevu Boma. Yevu means a foreigner in Ewe. And then there's a Boma means a herb, a particular herb that we eat. And this one is not very common to our area, so they call it Yevu Boma because it came from outside before it started growing or people started planting. So we call it Yevu Boma. It's just a herb, but it's also a vegetable people eat. People use it to cook food and eat. So most and another one at Kokolo Bay. Kokolo Bay. I think last time you were asking a question of a Kokolo Day.
Yes.
Yeah, but I came to think about it. It's called Kokolo Bay. It's a herb that is very nicely. It's a smelling herb which is usually used in cooking chicken. So they call it Kokolo Bay, as in Ewe. That herb also is used for spiritual things. At the same time, it is used as a vegetable. So in Ewe Vodu, the herbs, all plants, anything of nature is considered as herb. They could be vegetables, could be anything, because sometimes garden eggs are used in certain rituals, especially in Afa rituals. Garden eggs are used. Tomato, not that very much that I know about, but when it comes to healing, then tomatoes can be used in certain kind of healing, especially when it comes to burns. When somebody gets a burn, we use tomato to do a healing. So we use vegetables, we use plants, and everything. They are all called herbs. It's just the general term that the area called natural thing, herbs. They could be stones, it could be plants, they could be anything, but we just call them herbs. And then when you want to know more, then your teacher will now break it down to you that, oh, this is also a herb, this is also a herb, because they are all natural things. Thank you very much, Baba Wesley. I hope my explanation makes some sense.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much too. You go ahead. You go ahead. I don't have. I have questions on Facebook. I have questions on YouTube. But you people go ahead now. Let the clubhouse go ahead for now. But you have to bring your mouth closer to your microphone so I can hear what you are saying.
Actually, Bishop had a question about witchcraft. Actually, can you unmute yourself and ask a question about witchcraft?
My question was, how is it that witches are able to move people out from knowledge?
He said, how are witches able to do?
To try and recruit you, to try to bring you over to their side without your knowledge, without you knowing that they are doing that.
Okay. You see, that what we call witchcraft, a lot of times people think that witches are people who are very old, hiding in some old house, or and only at night that they jump around and flying around and disturbing people. That is the general notion of what a witch is. But the truth about a witch is that anybody who is against you and using their thoughts or using their mind, and the person that doesn't want to see you progress or move forward, or wants to hurt you or harm you, such a person is considered a witch in our tradition. So it doesn't have necessarily to do with any old lady or old man or anybody in some village or in some room or anything. So long as you are dealing with human beings and with human nature, and someone is jealous, envious, or thinking negative things for you, who doesn't want you to move forward, who doesn't want you to progress, who wants to harm you, who does not want to see you happy. So when people who practice witchcraft, witchcraft is also a cult, but most people who practice witchcraft do not even know that they are practicing witchcraft. And the witchcraft, I'm not talking about the Western idea of witch. We are talking about the African idea of a witch. In the Western knowledge of a witch is anybody who is doing spiritual things or abstract spiritual practices is called a witch. But in our Ewe concept of a witch is someone who is always negative against another, who is practicing something negative, or even if the person is not in any group, but so long as their thoughts and mind. Am I making sense? I cannot hear. Am I okay?
Yes.
Okay. So because I'm hearing some background talk, that's why I want to know whether I'm not. You are not hearing me. So anyone who is thinking negative of the other person, that person is considered a witch in our culture. So there are groups of people who decide to practice witchcraft as a practice. Sometimes they could be Christians, they could be Muslims, they could be any other religion, but they are practicing witchcraft, which they don't know, or they did not know that they are practicing witchcraft. There was a lady who came to me some time ago. It was an older elderly woman, and she was the husband married two of them. She is in the Western sense or English term, say co-wife. We don't call them co-wife here. We call them wives. Then you call co-wife. We don't have co-wife. We just call them wife. So the husband had another wife. And then I think she was having some problem with her concubine, or rival, as we call it in Ghana. And she's been attending church, and the pastor was teaching her how to overcome the other woman. They taught her how to use the ash, like when you burn a coal or charcoal or anything, and then the ash that she should use the ash, call the other woman's name, blow it in the air with some incantation that the pastor told her in the name of Jesus, that other woman will become blind. And truly, eventually, the other woman became blind. And she was so happy that Jesus Christ has helped her to make her rival blind. When she came to me, I told her that this is called witchcraft. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ or whatsoever. That the church is practicing witchcraft. But because you all have this notion and the feeling that anybody who is against you is your enemy, you must destroy. Because it's only in Christianity that people always say, hey, I destroy my enemy in the name of Jesus. I destroy. It's only in Christianity this practice is very prevalent. In other tradition, other spiritual practices, they will tell you to protect yourself so that anybody who is against you cannot attack you. But in Christianity, they don't tell you to protect yourself, but they tell you that you should attack your enemy, or whoever you assume or presume to be your enemy, you should attack that person. And then they teach you witchcraft, and you use those. So witches are everywhere. They are not limited to any particular group of people, but they can be anybody. Someone you even sharing the same bed with could be a witch. So long as that person is thinking negative about you and negatively trying to influence your progress and your success, that person in our culture is a witch in your case. So when you join groups that practices witchcraft, where they teach you how to overcome things, and they don't teach you how to develop your inner self so that your inner self becomes stronger. So that inner self should be a shield, your own inner self should be a shield to protect you. And they are always telling you, do this, and attack your enemy, or attack someone who is your rival, attack someone who is against you, attack. That generally is a witchcraft practice. And there are so many groups out there teaching this kind of things, because human beings by nature always want to attack the other people. So there are so many groups who are actually teaching witchcraft, and most people going into these groups do not even know that it is witchcraft that they are practicing or they are learning. For this reason, when you have a living spirit with you, that living spirit will caution you and say, oh, be careful, I'm afraid. Where you are going, what is happening is dangerous. So do this, do that, do that. But a lot of people do not have real spirits that could communicate with them or teach them. So they get led astray and they are always in trouble. So this is where it is angry. So you may not know that you are practicing witchcraft, or you may not even know that you are joining a witch's congregation, because all that you want to learn is to learn spirituality. But there are so many people who are teaching witchcraft, and they just call it African traditional spirituality. It is not true. Thank you very much, Angie. I hope I made myself a little bit clear.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Angie. I'm very grateful to them for that question. Yes, any question on Clubhouse?
Yes, I have one more question. I guess if you care to share, Shana had mentioned there was an issue with a bank that apologized.
Oh yes, there was an issue with one of the banks in Ghana, one of the new banks, I would call them so. They were not here before. It was in this present administration that a lot of banks could not meet the government regulations, so a lot of banks collapsed, and the government had to form a new bank. that's called a consolidated bank. GCB. Is it? What is it called? GCB. Eh? GCB. No, it's not GCB. Consolidated. CBG. CBG is a Consolidated Bank of Ghana. So last week, Tuesday, I went to the bank to take money from one of our funds and friends and student. I will mention his name. Alvin LeBron Hill. He asked me to send him some helps, and I was finding it difficult to send it to him, but then someone was going to the States, so I gave the help to the person, and the person gave the help to, posted the helps to him. So I don't know whether Shamba was the one who posted the helps, but somebody posted the helps to Alvin. So Alvin asked me how much do I want for the help. First I said, oh, it's okay. Then I said, okay, send me $100 for the helps. And he sent me the money. So I went to this CBG bank to collect the money. And they let me wait. When I got there, first thing the teller was telling me is that your ID, I mean, there were some people in front of me, and they got me, and they took my ID earlier, before he got my turn. Then he said, my ID, there's some problem with your ID, the ID you had before, the old one, and this new one does not correspond. Then I said, and I was saying that I don't think so, because this ID that I have gotten has been with me for the past, if I'm not lying, for almost 10 years now. It's my driver's license. And I only renew it by putting a sticker at the back of the driver's license, and nothing changed, no information changed. So what are you saying? I asked him. It's okay, maybe his computer is very slow to process my ID. So I waited. So I was there until about 1.5 hours. There were people were coming, they were paying them, and they were going. And then he called me again that his bosses, people who are bigger than him at the headquarters, said that they could not establish my relationship with the person who sent me the money. So I was saying that, why? Are they the ones to establish the relationship with who sent me the money, or is it me who is going to tell them how I am related to the person who sent the money to me? So no, that's what that's what their leaders were saying, so there's no way they could pay me. So I got a little bit disturbed, and I asked them why. They had to delay me for this long before telling me that they would not be able to pay me. And actually the amount was only, I wrote $100 as the money. So I even discussed with the guy at the teller that $100, is that what I'm going to do to scam people and make my living? And if you want to know how I am related to this person, I've known this person more than 3, 4 years or 5 years. And even when I was sitting in the bank, Alvin sent me a message saying that, oh, Papa, you've been a blessing to the whole world, and since you've been doing your things and we are following you, I've made a lot of gains and my life has changed, and I'm very grateful to you for bringing me to know my ancestors, something like that. So I was trying to give that message to the guy, and all my communications with Alvin over the years are on my phone, on my Facebook Messenger. He wasn't interested in that. He just told me that their bosses said that they could not establish my relationship with the person who sent me the money, so they would not give the money to me. So I said okay. So I went downstairs, got where the money transfer agency was is upstairs. So I went downstairs to meet the branch manager to ask her, is that the way? So if supposing I'm doing business with someone, because I physically have never met the person before, so if the person send me money, after I give or sell something to the person, can't I claim my money? And then she said, no, it is not like that. Our bank has a kind of a deal and this and that. So I realized that they didn't. Because I wrote on my form that I am a traditional priest. And that, just by saying that I am a traditional priest, this first teller has already made up his mind that I am a thief. I am scamming people and collecting their money just because I am a traditional priest. So I even asked him, so supposing I was a pastor who came to you here and asked you that one of my church members have sent me money, will you be rejecting me? Then he was just looking into my face. So is it because I am a traditional priest and I'm following the path of my ancestors? Is that what makes me a bad person and your bank cannot deal with me? And he said, no, it's the bosses. And I said, oh no, your bosses have never met me. You are the face of your bank. You are the one who is seeing me and I am the one seeing you. You are the one asking the questions. So do I look like a criminal to you? Because I'm coming to take $100 that I told you that I sent herbs to someone and the person is giving me money for what I have done. So this is what had happened. So I put it on my Facebook wall that this is how I was treated. Then all of a sudden, everybody started calling me. The bank called me. They sent someone to call me early morning, even before I woke up, that they are sorry. Then later in the daytime, some other bank people called me. And even my managers who manage my entertainment, show business aspect of my life or my company, they called me that the bank called them that they should call me and beg me because maybe they were closer to me than them, so they should call me and apologize to me for their terror behaving towards me that way. And one thing, even at the bank, I told the teller, tell your bosses to Google my name and see whether there is any criminal record on me anywhere in the world. Then they can use that, oh, we suspected you to be this, we suspected you to be that, that's why we cannot give you the money. And the other man didn't want to do anything just because they saw me. I wrote a traditional priest, and it doesn't sound very well with them. Traditional priests are not supposed to receive money from anywhere because we are presumed to be thieves. So the calls were coming and I stopped picking their call. So I think 4 days ago, 3-4 days ago, when was that? So now when was that? Friday? No, I think it was Thursday. It was Thursday. Huh? It was Wednesday? Thursday, yes. So Thursday, they came to the shrine, the 3 bank managers came to the shrine. And I wasn't at the shrine, I was in my residence. So they followed up to the residence to come and apologize to me so that I can now remove what I have written on the social media. I should remove it. So I asked them to give me a written apology so that I can keep that on my records, and then I'll remove it. And they told me by the close of Friday, the close of working hours by Friday last week, they were going to come back to me and let me know what their bosses have decided. So we are waiting for them. So that's the thing. No, in this part of the world, I think maybe in many other parts of the world, when you begin to love your culture and you don't want to follow the Western ways, or you don't want to follow the known ways like Islamic Christianity, you are totally looked upon as a very bad person. And this is very painful. And this is one of the reasons why I established African Magic Temple. to prove to people that the black man, the African, also has a say, that we also know God, and we also have ways that we worship our God, apart from what was brought to us. This is one of the purposes of African Magic Talk, to demystify the notion that traditional spirituality is evil. Thank you very much, Brother Wesley.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead with your question, please.
I'm happy to ask this question. Learning you for a while, studying different cosmology from certain traditional systems, and I was wondering if Papa can share his understanding of Maui-Lisa, and just to define cosmology, so basically it's the science of the origin and development of the universe. So if you could talk anything about Maui-Lisa, I would like to.
You are talking about Mau Sobolisa? Alana?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, in every cosmology, there are three Maus who are called are regarded as the supreme Mau. Because everything is Mau, even the things we call Vodu, or in Ewe we call them Mau. So Mau is not a name. I think it is more like an adjective, something to qualify another thing. So Mau is coming from two different Ewe words. Emma, which means that one. Wu means above. So Mau means that which is above others. So the word Mau, there is no particular god called Mau, and then there's no name like this is Mau. But then in Ewe cosmology, we have Sobolisa, we have Kitikata, then we have Ese or Se. So Mau Sobolisa is believed to be the one that created the world. And then it is a male and a female energy, Sobo and Lisa. So Mau Sobolisa, being a male and female, is the one that is created, because it is believed in every cosmology that a man alone cannot create and a woman alone cannot create. So it's a mixture of two energies. I think that's the same thing in Hinduism we call Brahma, because in Sanskrit, Brahma is the combination of Shiva and Shakti. So it says Shakti Sa, Shivasya, Shakti. So Shiva Shakti Atmakam Brahma. Shiva Shakti Atmakam Brahma, which means Shiva and Shakti form what is Brahma, the positive and the negative energies. Shiva being the positive, and then Shakti being the negative form Brahma. So Shiva Shakti Atmakam Brahma. So in the Ewe cosmology also, Sobo and Lisa, the two of them form what is called Mau Sobolisa. So it is called the creative force. Then the other one is the Kitikata, which is also supposed to be like both a male and female. And these energies also, they are like the maintaining energies of the universe. Even though Sobolis are created, then there's another energy that maintains and brings, just the same like in Hinduism, that would be called Mahesh, the one that destroys and creates, Mahesh. Then we have a Se, which is the third force or the third energy in the Trinity, call Mau Ese, that which creates the destinies of each and every human being. That's why no two human beings have the same destiny. It is also believed that Mau Ese is the creator of human beings, not like the creator of the universe, not the creator of the whole world, but the creator of human beings individually. That's why we say Mau Ese, Ese Joto, Ame Joto. Ame means human being, the one that brings human beings, the one that creates your destiny. So Mao Sokolisa is regarded as a creator, but it's also a force of positive and negative. You can choose to call female and male, but I would rather prefer to say negative and positive, because positive alone cannot create, negative alone cannot create. So when negative and positive come together, there is life, there is light, there is happiness. So that's what it is. So Alana, that's how far I can say on this one for now.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Alana. Thank you very much for the question. Anybody again on Clubhouse? Please, let's go. Because today we have a whole lot of
Greetings, Papa. This is Cuddy.
Hello, Cuddy. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good too.
Wonderful. I have a question when it's regarding to ancestral feeding.
Yes.
When you feed your ancestors, is there a particular chicken that they require, or is there, like, for instance, is there like some chickens in which that you could specify that you want to feed your ancestors? And for instance, that you want to go and get the Mike Tyson.
You want to get the Mike Tyson chicken? The Mike Tyson chicken, so I can fight all the negative things.
Absolutely. If we're going to feed the ancestors, can you feed them? Can you specify which chicken you feed them? So, you want the Mike Tyson or, the Evander Holyfield of the chicken?
So that they can beat the... No, okay, Candy, that's a very beautiful question. The ancestors, what happened is that when you want to feed them, we do a reading and ask them what do they want. If your ancestors want a chicken, we buy just the normal chicken, but not the poultry one. We buy the local grown chicken, free-fed chickens, free-fed and free-fencing chicken that move about. That's what we use. Sometimes the ancestors will demand that they want a duck, or they will say they wanted a guinea fowl. They may demand a cat, a goat, and any other animal, but the ancestors usually will not ask for a dog. But witches do sometimes ask for a dog. This is off. The screen is off from the music. But the witches may ask for dog, but the ancestors have never encountered a time that they had asked for a dog. But they asked for chicken, pigeon, ducks, guinea fowl, goat, sometimes even rabbits, and all kind of other edible animals. So it is not really like there must be some special chicken that they want. But then if they do ask for a special chicken, then it may be like the Rasta chicken, or the chicken that has got a neck that doesn't have a hair. There are chickens that do not have hairs on the neck. And some chickens do not have feathers. Their feathers are so small or very little that it looks like a broom. We call them a hakokuro, like they are like a broomstick, because their wings are like brooms, because there is no hair or fur on the chicken. So we have those ones, but most of the time the ancestors do not ask for this. It is the Vodus that ask for such kind of checking. But the ancestors, it is just the normal thing. And whenever there is a situation and if you feel that it is you who had not walked properly or you have not gone properly, once you feel remorse, the ancestors know and they accept. So whatever they ask you to give them and you give them, they are fine. There's no problem. The same thing with the Vodus as well. Because the Vodus and the ancestors, we will forever be their children. And there is a saying in Ewe that a child will not make a poo-poo on a father's laps and you will use knife to cut it off. You will only use water to wash it away. So, which simply means that no matter how many times you offended your father, your brother, your friend, or your Vodu, they will always have compassion on you, and once you show remorse, they will forgive you. So, Kadi, if it's not clear, you can still ask more questions on it.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. Thank you very much for the question. Yes, can we go on to this thing, to Facebook, and let's see whether we have anything on Facebook. Yes, we have Delali saying, good day, Toby. Please, is it true those who practice Afa don't always live successful lives? No, I don't think so. I don't think so that when you are practicing Afa, you will not live. You are practicing because you want to live a successful life. So how can you be practicing something that doesn't make you bring success into your life? Then you are not practicing the correct thing. So it is never true that when you are practicing Afa, you cannot live a successful life. Rather, Afa is supposed to teach you the way to live a successful life. That's what it is. It is never true that when you practice Fa, you are not supposed to live a successful life. I've never heard it before. I'm not saying that I want to see. Okay? I don't always live a successful life. Also, what spirits are associated to Afa practices? So many. Almost every spirit is associated with Fa. Which one is not? Every spirit is associated with Fa. In every Fa, in every Fa, every Vodu can communicate through Afa. And if you want to know how to work your Vodu and you have Fa, it makes it easier for you because your Vodu will now speak through Afa what it wants you to do and what you should not do. It gives you the direction. Because if you are not lucky to have the sixth sense to be able to know things without really knowing, then Afa is the one that is going to guide you and teach you. So Afa is a pathfinder, a divination tool to let you know what you are doing. So there is nothing like certain spirits that are associated with Afa. Almost every spirit is associated with Fa. If you use your Fa to ask them questions, the Vodu should be able to tell you. Even God that we are calling about, if you ask use Fa, you can know what God wants you to do. So who told you that some spirits are the only ones that are associated with Fa? Even Joker, even though it did not originate from inside Fa, but people will use Afa to ask their Joker, what can they do to make it more successful? So I don't know who is teaching you, but you need to get a real teacher to teach you, because these questions you are asking, then it's coming from a background where the person who is telling you does not know what they are saying. And you are also saying, also kindly share with me any knowledge you have about Aklahoka. Please, if you are initiated into Fa, you will know. I'm not just sharing Afa stories just to anybody. If you are not interested, if you are not initiated into Fa, forget it. When you are initiated into Fa, your Toboko should be able to tell you what all these Odus or Polis are. It's not here that you want to know what is the knowledge of Akala. Get far and your Bokor will tell you. I'm not here just to be talking about anything. I'm sorry. Yes, let's go and see. We have Isaac Bafo saying, Godfather. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you very much. And I think we have Nunya Adido, Asume Tunel, saying that welcome, sister. Okay, maybe they are first time watching live. The person who said it was first time watching live from Colombia. Is that the one from Colombia who says so? Yeah. So and then Nunya Adido, Asume Tunel again is saying that they would move it. Well, moving it. Why? Is it freeze? Yeah, say Nunya Adido Asume Tunel, would the bank have done this to a Hindu monk coming from Vietnam? Oh, Hindu monks are not from Vietnam. Hindu monks are from India. Vietnamese have Buddhist monks. So please don't confuse yourself. Hindu monks do not come from Vietnam. They come from India. This is the myopia of the African, and it's why we are lagging behind. I agree with you 100%, Nina. It is very true. It is just that people believe that so long as you are not a Christian and you are not a Muslim, you are not worshiping God. I was asking myself this morning when I was in the bathroom before I came here that the Christian God said, one man, one wife. And the Muslim God said, one man, 5 wives. Or 4 wives. Are they the same God? Is that God the same? Because if one God is saying one man, one wife, and another God is saying one man, 4 wives, or one man, 5 wives, are they the same God? Why Africans are not asking these questions to themselves? Because if you are a Muslim, you marry 4 women, everybody will accept you. Because it's part of your religion. But then if you are a Christian, you marry 1 wife and you want to take the 2nd wife, then all eyes will be on you and be saying that it is very bad, it's against God. So the Hindu God, the African God, the Muslim God, and the Christian God, are they the same God? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. So it's really interesting living in Africa, the way we look at God. I believe that religion is formed by human beings, not formed by God. And each and every religion has their own rules and regulations according to the people who formed it. And they impose it on you and tell you that God said this, God said that. And the African is confused and struggling to identify what is God. Yes, though we go on from there to Prosper Johnson saying, Ewe, the first son of God. Ewe, I don't know what you mean by that. Whether Ewe is the first son of God. I don't know. God doesn't have son. I'm sorry. Everybody is a child of God. That nonsense of God having a son and God having a family, I don't believe that. I don't follow that kind of religious things. Why should God have a son? What about other people? Who are they? Are they the sons of the devil? Please don't bring these kind of questions to me. God does not have a son. We are all children of God. Even the plants and animals are all part of it. Why do you think God has a son? That kind of story where they say God has this son, have that son. These are all the stories. They are myths or mythological explanation to tell you things. God doesn't have a son. Why is a God in the first place before he's having a son? Is God a physical thing whereby he'll be having a son? Please, let's go to other places. Yeah, so we go on to YouTube. Say greetings. That is the first one. Mario finished, and then we have Maria Janine. Papa, can one ask a son or friend? Can one ask his son or friend to give a drink on behalf of him if he can't take his joke with him? I don't understand the question. You better frame it well. But if he can take his joker with him when traveling, okay, it's not joker. My teacher is dead. I didn't ask him before he died. Thanks. Okay, Maria Janet. Yes, if you have someone you can trust, when you travel, you can let them pour libation to your spirits on your behalf. But what I would advise is that you must really trust that person. And you don't have to let the person go to your spirits. You can pour libation anyway. Because human beings are very, very, very complicated beings, full of jealousy, anger, and mistrust. You may be trusting somebody and give your joker or spirit to take care of. The person will find every way to compromise that spirit so that you will fail or you die. So be careful when who you ask to take care. My old man told me before dying that even I should not just ask anyone to enter into my spiritual room on my behalf. Because some may come into your house with the intention to destroy you. Some may come with the intention to help you. But because you don't know who is who, you must be extra careful when it comes to spirit things. Because when your spirit is compromised, it is very difficult for you to survive as a living entity. So, when you want to ask people to pray to your spirits or to your yoga or your voodoo on your behalf, they must be people you really trust. But then that trust, you must double check it, cross check it, and be sure that the person who you are asking is a real person. Because a lot of people pretend to love you, but in reality, they are just looking for a weak point to destroy you. Thank you very much, Maria Janet. Yes, we are back on to Clubhouse, please. Can Clubhouse hear me? Senna? There's something going on here. Can you hear me? Yes, please. If you, any of you have any question, please go ahead and ask me the question, please.
Hi, this is Wesner.
Hello, Wesner. Bye-bye.
Earlier you said, you had mentioned the word tall Bokor. What is the tall mean?
A tall in Ewe means father. Tall means like no is mother and to is father in Ewe. So when you say to Bokor means your spiritual father or the person who is teaching you spirituality, you call, especially in Fa, you'll say Bokor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shamba, any question there? Okay, let's go back to Facebook and see if there's any question. Okay, we don't have any question here. We have. Yeah. Okay, we have a question on Facebook from Pierre Pilasse. Good morning, Tommy. Hope you and your family are all well in body and spirit. Thank you for all that you are doing. I attempted to contact you through the website because I'm interested in setting up my essay. But unfortunately, I never received any message. President, I never received any message back, but I'm very interested in doing so. Okay, Pierre Pilasse, I think you should take my WhatsApp number and then send me a message on WhatsApp, and I will communicate with you. Maybe we haven't seen the mail or for the message you sent. I have not seen it, and I don't know how long, whether it was just recently or a long time ago. I haven't seen it, and I don't know whether Senna has seen it and has now responded, or any of the African Magic Temple staff had seen it. But I haven't seen it, because if I had seen it, I would have answered you. But all the same, just get me on my WhatsApp, which is the 0244 36 75 78, and we can take it up from there. Thank you very much, Pierre.
Father.
Yes, Shamba.
Yes, me and my mom, we were just discussing if I should bring my essay back to Ghana, or should I leave it?
Oh, I don't think you need your essay to come back. Let it be at home. You can pray to your essay wherever you are. But you know, moving it is a lot of hassle. Sometimes it can break. It can also stand up from what you have mounted it on, and all this. And so you are only coming briefly for about a month or 6 weeks, which is fine. Your essay can be anywhere. You can still pray to your essay here, so you don't have a problem. Don't bring it. Let your essay be there, but you can let your mother give water to your essay weekly. Just water.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Greetings, Papa. I have a question.
Yes, go on.
I have a question. When is it a good time to actually read the essay? So when we set up our essay, do we need to get back to it in order to read it, or do we just read it whatever?
Okay, Kadi, that's a very interesting question. You see, the point is of feeding essay. You see the way I feed the essay the day essay was set up for you. For essay, we don't use knife to kill a chicken for it. You have to put the chicken the way it is done, and then the essay itself will accept it, because that is where you see the power of your essay, whether your essay is really still powerful or it is weak. If it takes the essay a very long time to accept the chicken, then you know there are some issues that essay is not happy about, that or the essay is not feeling very strong. But if you put your chicken within few minutes and it accepts it, that means the essay is very active. So maybe if you can do it yourself, the best. But if not, then when you are coming, because your essay is almost getting to a year now, that since it has been set up for you, you and Angie and your son, it's almost a year. I think it was set up in October. So when you are coming and you want to again see how it is fed, you can bring your essay. I'll feed your essay, and then you will now learn it, so that you learn it more. You will again observe how it is done, so that in the future you can feed the essay over there by yourself. Because the first time that the essay was being set for you, our attention was on how the essay can be activated. So a lot of details may be missing. But now that your essay is set up and it's, you are seeing, you are communicating, and you are working with it, it is also good that you bring it back, so that I can feed your essay with you, or you feed yourself by my guidance. And then when you go back to the States again, you will be able to feed it from then onwards. It is better to see it 2 or 3 times and then you master it. That's the way I teach. You're welcome, Kadi. Thank you very much. Kofi, the sound is so low. Can you all bring your mouth closer to your microphones, because I can hardly hear you. not much better.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you, Shamba, explain this picture on the cover?
Samba's picture?
Yes, the picture that Shamba has.
Okay, Shamba, you can, I don't know which picture Kadi is talking about, but Shamba, maybe you know what it is. Let me know.
No, Papa, that's the picture of my Amazega.
Your what?
Amazega.
Amazega. Okay. Oh, that is also a different initiation. That is the initiation into the Vodo Akpo. And the Vodo Akpo, Togbe Ablakpo. It's also a different Voodoo. It's mainly for healing and also for doing so many wonderful things. It's the same Voodoo that we use in stopping the rain and also to let rain come. That is called Togbe Ablakpo. And that Voodoo has a pot that goes with the Voodoo. The female part of the Voodoo is the pot, and then the male part is the sack. Akpo simple means sack. It's in Yoruba also it means Akpo sack, and the same Ewe also call it Akpo. Akpo means sack. So in the sack or inside the Akpo, we have so many different things in it, which when you pick one out and you put it in your mouth and you say things, your words become powerful. It's also a Voodoo on its own, and it has the male and the female, the negative and the positive, or the positive and the negative. The male part, the positive part is the sack, and the female part is the pot. So the inside the pot are different herbs, and in situations where there is danger or someone is seriously sick and things are not happening. I think, Shamba, were you with us at Ebli, the waterfalls?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, it was Dube who was there, and the child was seriously sick, and they brought the child, and we just used Akpo to heal her, and then we let her bath, and then within 15 minutes she was fine. Yeah. So the part was for Togbe Ablakpo. So Kadi, when you have opportunity to come here again, if you would want to have the pot, we can make the Akpo for you and give you the pot. I think we also have our lady sister, our elder sister in the University of St. Louis, I think so. She also has the pot and has the Akpo with her. Yeah, I think we've been communicating, and she's been using it to do a lot of wonderful things. So Kadi, that's what you have seen, because I don't know what Shamba was putting out there, so I won't be able to know until he explains what it is. Yeah. It's a pot that you bath inside, you bath sick people, you bath yourself when a situation is happening and you want to change the situation. You just go to the pot and pour water into it and bath and tell the pot to take, because the pot itself is a Voodoo on its own. The sack is also a Voodoo on its own, because in the pot we have all kind of herbs, and you should all understand that Voodoo is made out of herbs. It's not anything. Every Voodoo is herb. It is the knowledge of the combination of these herbs that make the Voodoos different. So the pot has certain herbs in it which can overcome a lot of situations that we human beings we encounter. So we call it Amaze. Amma means herbs. Eze or Ze means pot. But then because the pot contains all this power, we call it Amaze, means the pot of herbs. But then we put the name Ga at the end, means a big one. Even though no matter how small it is a very big pot, because the things that it can do is so powerful. So we call it Amaze Ga. Yeah, that's what you are seeing on Shamba's profile, or what, I don't know where it is. Thank you very much, Kadi.
Too good.
Yes.
In regards to the Amazena,
yes.
Once you have the pot, do you prepare the pot any kind of way, like you cover the pot, or do you leave it as it is, like Shamba Soto, where you just have the pot, the earth inside?
Oh, Bokor Christopher. Yes, the pot is not supposed to be covered. We don't cover the pot. You just leave it open like that. Just but then water does not stay in the pot overnight. You just leave it open, and when you are done with it in the day, you make sure you strain all the water from the pot and leave the herbs in dry. We don't keep water in it overnight. It is not like other pots where we have spiritual pot where water is permanently in them. But this one, it is the time that you want to use it. That's when you pour the water into it, and then you call the incantations. When you recite the incantations, immediately you awaken the power of the herbs in the pot. And when it is used and you are done with it, you will strain the remaining water. Either you bath it yourself or give it to people around you to go and bath at their home, or you all can bath it there. But the water doesn't stay in it, and we don't cover the pot. The pot is not supposed to be covered.
Okay,
The
other question I had was in regards to the sister Kathy's question about the sin. It sounded like, I just wanted to clarify, because you mentioned that somebody's mom said pour water from the sin. So when you make when you prepare the set for someone from your temple, are you saying that the person's family member can also feed the set or give something to the set?
Yeah, you see, when I say you have a say, there's a song in every that a chinyeme no se komo, a haneme no se komo, kolemia we aya. A haneme no se komo, chinyeme no se komo, kolemia we aya, kolemia we aya, aya. Which means that the song simply means that when there is no good drink in front of you, I say, and there is no good water or clean water in front of you, I say, poverty will disturb you. So you are supposed to fetch water in a glass and keep in front of yourself from time to time regularly. I do mine every week. Some people do theirs every day, which is okay, but I because of my busy schedule and all this thing, I do put water in front of and drink in front of my essay every week. Even before coming here today, I just fed my essay with water and sweet drink, and I told my essay that you should let sweetness drink come into my life. You don't give alcohol to essay and keep alcohol in front of your essay, because you will just put fire into your own life. There are certain people who have made essay for people, and they were told to be giving alcohol to essay. If you are giving alcohol to your essay continuously and regularly, you are going to end up in a disaster. You give water to freshen up the essay, and also sweet drinks so that the essay can bring sweetness into your life. So when we are making essay for people, the first thing we do is to remove the negative essay, which we call the negative destiny. Then we later set up the positive destiny depending on the person how quick and how soon they want the positive destiny to be set up. And on each person's essay, there are certain things that are put into the essay for the person to be able to acquire such things in their life, or to make such things happen to the person in their life. So people have different things that they put under their essay. So when you put these things under your essay, and your essay is mounted on the things that you wanted to be part of your life, and your essay should draw those closer to you, or to make those things to make your essay strong. When you are moving your essay too much, sometimes it moves from the plate in which it is set, and you have to again to stick it together. That's why I was saying that when you pay, like Shamba should not, because his essay is just recent, and he should not be moving his essay about until this is what you call it. He can come here just for a weekend. I think his essay has been fed not too long ago. Shamba. When did we feed Shamba? When did we feed your essay?
We fed my essay.
When? Was it last year?
Yes, it was in March.
March this year or last year?
This year.
This year.
It was this year, March.
This year.
Yes.
Yes, it's this year, March.
So if you're going to feed your essay again, it will be next year. You don't feed the essay 2 times in a year unless the essay demanded for that. So once you have fed it this year already, it will be next year before you feed it. It does not necessarily have to be March. It could be any other time next year. So if you are going to be here until 1st January or first week of January, then you can bring your essay so that we can feed it again. In that case, you can bring your essay back and we can feed it for the year for you. So with Bokor Menuhati, yeah. So the essay is mounted on something, and I don't advise people to be moving it about so much because it is quite something to carry. It's not that easy. You need to have extra protection for it in order to be stable. Because like my son Senna, he used to move his essay to Ghana very often when he was in Japan and school. What happened is that one time he was coming, he came back and the essay, I think the essay's neck got broken. And it wasn't long, Senna started feeling neck pain continuously. So when he did not really associate it with the broken neck of the essay. So when he came and we spoke about it, so Papa, my essay is broken, whether it was broken. So he brought it back and we fixed it, and his neck pain also went away. And with my other son, Pele, also had the same thing. The essay was broken from the bottom, and Pele was having leg pains. So when he told me, I asked him to fix it. He fixed it. I think he and Senna, they fixed it, and then that pain also stopped. So when you are moving your essay about, we don't know which part of it will crack because it's made out of clay. We always believe that human being was created out of clay. So our essays are also created out of clay. So where it is not very advisable to be moving the moving essay about. If you are settled in a place, it is better to leave your essay there. But then for the sake of feeding the essay, since Kadi and Bokor Shamba might have seen it only for the first time, it will be advisable maybe they see it again, and once they move the essay back, now they have idea how to feed it. They don't need to bring it here. They can do everything by themselves. But at least they should know, each and every person should know how to feed their own essay. Because I, as a human being, I'm not going to be here forever. A day will come, I will also pass on. So if I am not around, how will you be able to feed your Vodus and the Joker and the essay and Afan? So I teach my students to be able to know all this things so that in my absence, they should be able to do it. Even in my, when I'm still alive, they should be able to do it on themselves or by themselves. And if there is something they do not understand, they can still ask me. So that's the way I teach. If I don't do it that way, I may be gone and you may not be able to connect with me and ask me any question. So I would rather teach you while I am alive so that even when I am gone, you can still do it perfectly. Bokor Menuhati, I think I've made. Is your question answered, or you have something more to ask me?
You shared a lot of information about this, and thank you. So I'm clear in regards to other people feeding the said, you were just speaking to the importance of keeping water next to the said.
Yes, like in the case of Shamba, the problem is that when now that I know that he may stay here until January, then he could bring the cell with him, and we can feed it for him for the next year, 2022. But if he was going to come here within a short time and go back, then they said that does not need to be moved to the distance here again. But Shamba's mother could be someone that Shamba would trust, because the mother had been a very big supporter to his spiritual growth, and I believe strongly the mother would never plan any negative thing towards her own child. So the mother can fetch water and put in front of the essay, maybe weekly or as Shamba may instruct her to do. That's why I was saying. But then if you don't trust someone, don't ask them to feed your essay for you, because they will compromise. And they said, I had even shared an experience that I had some years back. I went and did an affair consultation, and my essay said I should feed him. So the person who was teaching me or doing the consultation told me that, oh, essay, you are not supposed to feed your own essay by yourself. You must give it to someone to feed it for you. So we agreed that I was going to bring my essay to him so that he could feed my essay for me. But what happened was that somewhere along the way, I was also doubting whether the person would really have a clear mind to feed my essay, because this is my life, and I must be very careful who I give it to take care of. So that is how important essay is. So I couldn't bring it to him, but then I wanted to feed the essay, and then one of my friends, a very close friend of mine, also had essay made for him when he was a baby. But he himself does not really know how to do the essay. But then since he had essay, I could ask him to help me bath my essay and feed my essay in my presence. What happened was that the day that we had planned that he should come and help me bath my essay and feed my essay, he disappointed me. So he sent one of our friends who was a pastor, who also did traditional thing, and he was also a pastor. So he came. Unfortunately for me, the pastor, his life wasn't going on well for him. He's poor. He's having challenges with life. And he was not, essay was never made for him. He does not even remove his negative essay, and not to say that he has set up his essay. Everybody who has essay, listen to me very carefully on this one. So he came in from the advice of the guy whom I did the reading with. So I asked this guy to bath my essay. I taught him what to do. I was with him, guiding him, and he did it. Then we fed my essay. My friend who did my reading told me that essay, the first food to give your essay is sugar and rice mixed together, and that brings happiness into the life of the essay. So I ignore the teachings of my old man Tobituji, and then I follow this guy's teaching. We fed the essay, we bathed the essay, and I fed my essay with rice and sugar, very sweet. Few days later, things started going on wrong in my life, and I developed diabetes. It was from then when I developed diabetes, because I probably gave too much sugar to my essay, which I wasn't doing before. And I developed diabetes. Then things weren't going on well for me. Everything was just going wrong. So I went and did a reading with another different priest, different Bokor. And the Bokor said, your essay is angry with you. I said, how could my essay be angry with me when I just bathed and fed it? He said, no, your essay is angry because he said, it's dirty. Dirty in which way? I just bathed my essay. How could my essay be dirty again? Then he said, the hands that touch your essay were not clean hands. The person doesn't have a say, and the person's life is not even going on well. It's not even, it's struggling. How could you allow such a person to touch him? And that's why your essay said it's dirty. You bath it physically, but spiritually it is dirty. So I then asked, so what should I do now? And they told me what I should do. So I woke up, I went to my essay, I stood before my essay, and I apologized and promised that I'm going to bath it when the time comes again by myself. And since that day until today, I don't make anybody else to bath my essay. I wish that my teacher was still alive. He was the one who set my essay for me. He was the one who told me everything, and he would have been the only person I would have asked to bath my essay for me. But since he is not alive, I will do it myself just like how he taught me. So I will not let anyone touch my essay, not even to the point of asking them to fetch water for the essay for me. So that is how important your essay is, especially if the essay is properly set up. There are people whose negative essay was set up for them as their essay, and it is affecting them. But when the essay is properly set up for you, from the very moment the essay is set up, you begin to communicate. You can feel communication, you can feel relationship with the essay, and you can ask questions and the essay will start answering you immediately. Unlike where you have your essay, you don't even know what you have, and it is worrying you. So this is the problem. You can only ask someone you can trust to give your essay food or drink. Not food is out, it's you only can give food to your essay, or maybe your teacher who has taught you. But don't let any other person feed your essay or give water to your essay on your behalf. For that reason, you can make a promise to your essay that, okay, I'm going to travel, I won't be back for this long, so this water that I put in front of you should be in front of you until I come, and even if it is finished, just assume and accept that I have put water in front of you before leaving, and whenever I come back, I'm going to feed you and take care of you. But wherever you may be, you can always pour water for the essay, because the essay, the physical essay that is in your room is just a physical representation. The essay itself is always following you wherever you go. So it's inside of you, so you can always pray to it and give it water anywhere you are. Thank you very much for coming to Hati Kenaata. Hope it makes some sense to people who have the essay.
Yeah, that was very helpful. And based on our last conversation about the say and alcohol, I just want to say that on my last trip in Benin, that I went to some places to kind of basically do some research, and all the priests that I sat with in regard to the say, they basically said the same thing in regard to not giving alcohol.
Yeah. That's very true. One of my friends a cell was made for him, and he was giving alcohol every time. I told him it's wrong. The person who taught you didn't know what he was teaching you, because your life is not going to be peaceful. If you are giving alcohol to your essay, you will have a peaceful life, because the essay is your inner self. You don't feel it with alcohol. Alcohol makes us get drunk and does not make us do good things. It makes us mad. Because alcohol, the purpose of people drinking alcohol is to get mad and be in the mad person's world for a short time and come out. That's what it is. We don't want to get permanently mad, so we drink alcohol, we get mad, we speak, and we talk the things we could not say when we are clear face. And after the effect of the alcohol is gone, we come back to our senses and we become ourselves again. So alcohol is going to give you an extra boost into madness for a short time and come out. So if you are feeding your essay continuously with alcohol, your essay is going to get mad. Anybody else in the clubhouse?
Yes, Papa, I'm not familiar with this word essay. What exactly are you referring to?
Okay, the essay is every word for the ori, as in Yoruba culture. The essay is the representation of your destiny, your inner self, your atma, your soul, your real self. That is called essay or se in Ewe. And I think in Ifa it is called ori. Yeah. So that's what we are referring to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'll go on to YouTube. We have Marcus Wilson. Hello, teacher. My respect to you and your ancestors and guiding spirit. My question is, the world we live on, a spinning globe or flat with a firmament. I don't know whether the world is a globe or the firmament is the heavens or the cloud, right? So what do you mean? I don't understand the question very well. Hello, teacher. My respect to you and this and guiding spirits. My question is the world we live on a spinning globe or flat with a firmament? Oh, I'm very sorry, Marcus. I don't know whether it is a spinning globe or it's a flat this thing. I don't know. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in how to take care of my life. I'm not interested whether it is turning around or spinning or it's a flat thing. So long as I can live here peacefully with myself and the people who depend on me, I am fine. I'm not interested to see how round it is or how flat it is. Honestly speaking, I don't really have a problem with what is happening, because the world spinning or not spinning, even though it may be affecting me, but its effect is very little on my life. So I don't really think about what I can do here now and develop my life and continue living after the body is dead is what I am doing. Then we have Maria Janine again. Thanks, Papa. Still about my joker. Papa, can I just give, eat, drink, and travel even if I'm going to spend years abroad? When you are going to spend years abroad, if you have joker, why don't you take them with you? If you are going to spend so much time somewhere, why don't you take your spirit with you? What is wrong with it? Anyway, it depends on who gave you your joker and also what advice the person gave you about what they gave you. If you can leave them for that long without you feeding them and giving them water directly, then it's fine. But the people that I introduce into Vodo and joker, I don't tell them that they can leave their joker for that long without feeding them directly. So it depends on the teacher who is teaching you. And if your teacher says it is okay, then that means it's okay, because he or she is the one who knows what they have given to you. I cannot be the one to tell you what it is or what it is not. Thank you very much, Maria Janin. And then we have Charles Michel. Peace and blessings to you and your family. Good afternoon to all. To all. I'm constantly watching and learning much as I can do better. My understanding and to have peace within. Ashe Olo Dumare. Thank you very much, Charles Michel. Thank you very much for joining. And then we have SK Fogler, DK Ford. Hello, teacher. I found out my ancestors are from the Vodo region and a place called Mepe. Okay. Do you know where that is? Yes, I know Mepe. I've been to Mepe many times. And last week I was wearing a talisman on my arm. I think it's still here. Yes. I was wearing this talisman on my arm, and Shamba was asking me what this was. I got this one from Mepe, from the warrior spirit of Mepe. That's where this one was given to me from. So I know Mepe very well. And do you know where that is? Do they practice traditional religion? Yes, a lot of people in Mepe practice Christianity and they practice Ewe traditional spirituality too. They practice Vodu, they practice everything. Every land we do practice. People choose to go to church, but some are in the church, they are also with the Vodu at the same time. The church becomes more like an association or social gathering, but the Vodu is where the real thing is. And then we have a public relations. Yeah, it's been a long time. Can the essay be made of something else other than clay, such as glass or crystal? No, I was not taught that way. I teach what I know. I don't teach what I don't know. My old man never told me I can use glass or crystal to create it. Because there are herbs that go into the essay. How are you going to make that essay with the glass? Are you going to pound the glass with the herbs? Or are you going to pound the crystal with the herbs? When they are making an essay for you, there are certain herbs that are called essay herbs. And those herbs are the ones that are used to pound the clay. And once the essay is sprayed to, it becomes alive, it gets activated. So if you have crystal or you have glass, how are you going to do that? I know, I teach what I know. I don't teach what I don't know. Thank you very much. Public relationship, public relations. Yeah. Yes, if people go to another, let's go. Anyway, I may be very straightforward and blunt in many things, but that's how I am. The point is, when you are doing things, do it the way you were taught. Don't do it just because you feel that that should be the better way. As far as Vodu and Ewe traditional spirituality, Bokor, is concerned, do it the way you are taught. You can add to it, but don't take the root away completely and form your own root. You may not get there. Because there was recently a guy in Kenya said, oh, we sent a message that, oh, he's also practicing exactly what we are doing, and that he has created a magic mirror for himself and killed a chicken on it, and then in this he's asking whether it will work. I said, you created something, and you are asking me whether it will work. Am I the one who taught you how to create it? You say you are practicing exactly what we are practicing, and then you have created something for yourself, and then you have to come and ask me whether what you have created is going to work or not. Am I the one who created it? Am I the one who handed it over to you? So what authority do I have over what you have created to know whether it's going to work or it's not going to work? And I told him to look for a teacher and stop deceiving himself. Yes, we have Pierre Pilasin again. Papa, I agree with you about protecting your spirits from people. In Haiti, they teach you to hide your essay even from your spouse and children up until the day you are ready to die. Yes, some people do so. They keep their essay. Essay is your private thing, it's your life, so you need to keep it. Yeah, definitely. Because your wife is not your family, it's your friend. She came from a different house. Your husband is not your family, it's your friend. He came from a different home, and the two of you come together to live as a family. Your children are your offspring, they are your family. And the same, your children are the offsprings of your wife, they are her family. But you and your wife or your husband, you are only friends. Anything can happen, that friendship can break away. That's why you must protect yourself. Yes, so we have a Van Perry. Hello, Papa. What happens if the vessel containing the essay breaks during transport? Is that a big problem, and is it easy to fix? Yeah, the vessel, you see, the way I prepare essay here, the vessel is only a flat plate. My essay is not the kind of ones that people put in a container and put a glass around it. No, that's not the way that my old man taught me. I have seen those ones too, where it is encased like in a glass. My essay is just on a plate, and even sometimes I even ask the people to remove the plate from under, pack the essay properly, pack the plate separately, and when I give them the remaining clay that was used in making the essay, so that when they get to their destination, they will now use that clay to put on the plate and then and mount the essay on it so that it can stick together. So in our case, normally I don't think the vessel will be broken, but if it does, you can always buy another white plate, flat plate, and put it on top. That's fine. When I do have you find out, not you are sure, find out if the birds have eaten. Okay, so we get a hilarious over Sabinus. Hello, hilarious, how are you? Regards from Dublin to all the African Magic Temple family. Thank you very much, hilarious, and our regards to you. Hope you are doing well. We thank you very much. What's going on? What's up? It's been a while. You've been in Dublin for a long time now. That's good. Thank you very much for joining the section. Okay, let's go on to Clubhouse now, please. If anybody is there, wanted to ask any question, let's go on before I come back to YouTube.
So how long is the initiation for Amazega?
Amazega initiation is a day's initiation, but we prepare the night before. We have to get all the items that are needed, and then it's not the Amazega alone you are initiated into. You are initiated into Togbe Ablakbo, and the Togbe Ablakbo is a two thing. The Amazega is adding to the Agbo. So it's let's say it's a day or two's initiation. It's not that long. You said?
It's done on a specific day, right?
Yeah, yes. It's not just every day. It's done on some specific days. Yes. It's mostly done in the second week. We do it in my shrine in the second week of December. That's the time that we do it.
Okay, so it's only done in December.
Yeah, my shrine. I don't know how other people do it, but the Amazon and Akpo I do it in December, and also sometimes in June before our mid-year we do it also. Yeah.
Good to know. I remember. I don't want to say it's the same thing, but I remember the name is similar. A place I went in Eastern region, and they had the I think the term was Akko. They have the sack.
Yes.
And the shrine, but when it comes to receiving it, you know, they would say that you have to come back every year to renew it, or like every year you have to recharge it, like put it, maybe put a new earth inside and things like that. I wanted to know if there's anything similar to that. Even though you said you teach the person how to take care of it themselves.
Okay, every voodoo is not only limited to Akpo. You have to renew the herbs from time to time. I think, was it yesterday or 3 days ago, I was walking with Senna. We were taking our morning walk with our dogs, and I was trying to explain to him more on that too. Every voodoo, if you want to keep your voodoo active and very powerful, then you have to renew the herbs from time to time. It's just like a battery. When you have a battery on your car or even in your torchlight on your phone, the more you are using it, the more the battery power will be depleted. And for you to have a very good and charged battery or phone that will work, or spirit that will work for you, you have to renew the battery by the phone by charging the battery. So the same is with Voodoo. You must renew the herbs from time to time to make the Voodoo be active. It is only in Ese that we don't renew the herbs, but that's why you feed the Ese by letting the Ese itself take the animal, so that Ese will now take the energy of that dying animal to empower itself. That's why you don't kill the animal. The Ese, once you start doing the incantation, the animal has to die. So Akpo also, we add herbs to it every year whenever we are doing it. But whenever you are in a place that you don't have all the herbs, you may wait for some time. You can also ask people who are in the same group with you, or who knows about the Akpo, or even if they don't know about Akpo, if you know the herbs that are in Akpo, those herbs can be sent to you, and you can put them inside the amaze or in the Akpo, so that you can re-energize it. So there is nothing so strange about it. It is normal with anything to do with Voodoo, and I think in life in general. Even human beings have to go to hospital to do a general checkup on their body to see if everything is okay. And if there is something that is not going on well, they will say, okay, do this to fix yourself. So it is not something that is strange. Every spirit, every Voodoo needs to be re-empowered from time to time, or re-energized from time to time. It's normal. You're welcome, Bokor. Okay, I'm going on to YouTube, where public relations is asking. Daniel Crioli, I think the message has been deleted. I don't know what he asked. What did he say? I think YouTube themselves. Is the YouTube deleted his? Okay. Maybe this thing was abusive. So it's a view deleted message. What did he say? He said, I remember in another video you mentioned that some Ewe people don't refer to it as Voodoo. They call it something like Bobo. Yes, okay, that question shouldn't be deleted. Who deleted it? It should not be deleted. It should not be. It's a very good question. Yes, in Ewe, in my dialect, Ewe dialect, we don't call it Voodoo, we call it Bobo or a tron. We call it Bobo or a tron. So it is true in my Ewe dialect. We have so many dialects in Ewe language. So each dialect has the way they call their own things. And in my dialect, we don't have anything called Voodoo. Spirit is called Bobo. But then in the southern Ewe, where the dialect they call Bobo, Voodoo, or they call Spirit Voodoo. Yeah. So in my dialect it's called Bobo. Yeah. Thank you very much, Daniel Crioli. You are right. I don't know who deleted that message. So Bobo is simply spirit in my central Ewe dialect. It's just spirit. Anything called spirit is called Bobo. It's not Bobo, G-B-O-G-B-O-R. Bobo. Then we have SK Ford, GRD, and DK Ford. Why do they give beads as gifts in Ewe land? Does it have any spiritual meaning? We, the Ewes, we use beads. We don't use gold and silver so much. Beads are regarded as things that are used to as gallants and respect. If you have become a chief, it's a bead they wear for you. If a girl is going to do the puberty rites, they start wearing beads for her. And when you are installed in a very respectful places, beads are given. I am not very sure why beads, but the Ewe's beads are our ornaments. Yeah, they are the things that the Ewe's use mostly in their spirituality. Whether it was from the spirits of Vodo or whatever, I don't know, but that's what Ewe's use. Ewe's are not so much into gold. That's why if you see any Ewe chief wearing gold like the Ashanti chief, then you know that chief is not a real chief, it's a fake chief. Yeah, it's only fake people do that. Ewe chiefs don't wear gold like the Ashanti chiefs. But then there are some few Ewe chiefs on the internet, they wear gold like Ashanti chiefs. And I tell you, all those golds are fake, it's not real gold. Those are scammers. People who are scamming other people by their appearance or using their appearance. And they are not even real chiefs. Because the people who make you chief will not want you to wear things that they have not given to you. So if they give that to you, then that's what you wear. You can't go and just to go to anywhere and buy anything and wear and say you are a chief. We don't do it in every land. But people are doing it these days. Okay, then we go on with public relation. Idling time, indeed. The time difference along with work makes it hard for me to attend every morning, but I always watch later. Thank you very much, public relation. Thank you very much for joining. And he said thanks for the answer. You are very much welcome. I think the Daniel Criollo was timed out by African Magic Table for 300 seconds. Why? Maybe you made a mistake and pressed that button and it went, I said, for 300 seconds. So is he okay now to put on back? Okay, let's go to another one. If it's 300 hour, listen, so, or do you have to do anything there? They put the user in time out. No. I don't know whether that is what it is, but leave that in now. Let's go. Because if it is after 300 seconds, he can come back soon. And then we have my RC17. Hello, Papa. Is it possible for a person's essay to eat pork? I was not taught that. I was not taught whether somebody's essay will eat pork. And even I have not given goat or cat or anything to my essay. He has never asked for that thing. So I don't know whether in most Ewe spiritual practices, pig or pork is not really a delicacy. Some Vodus may eat pork, but the majority of Vodus do not eat pork. I don't know why. It's just like how human beings, somebody also decide not to eat certain things. But the majority of Vodus that I know do not really eat pork. Some of them will eat one or out of many will eat better. Generally, I've not seen many Vodus that eat pork, unless, of course, maybe in the culture where those Vodus are a pig or pork meat is a celebrated meat, then probably. But the essay to eat pork, I don't know. I was not taught that. Maybe in the future I will learn about that. Some people say eat pork. I will learn it, but I will not give pork to my essay because I myself, I don't eat pork. It's not because pork is a bad meat, but I don't eat pork. Yes. Is that finished? Yes. Okay. So I think we are almost done with today's section because the time now is 4:10. Okay, we will be continuing the section. I'm expecting Senna to come to the shrine. We have some few rituals to do, and we will be continuing the section. This will after I close from here because I need to do those rituals. They are very important, and we have only today. Yesterday was a bad day, and I need to finish those rituals. So. Senna and the technical team, Seram and Marina are here. They will continue with whatever we'll be doing. So those of you who will still be online online with us. You can watch us until we are done with everything, and I think it's taking us into the night. So those of you who wanted to stay, for sure, you can stay with us. Thank you very much for today and joining us for the live session. I hope that my answers to your questions will bring some light into your spiritual practices. Yeah. And on Clubhouse, is there any question there for me before I say the final prayers?
Oh, Papa.
Yes, Shamba.
When you all do the ceremony for Akko, could you save some herbs for me so I can cook it in my pot?
Yeah, but you are going to come here when?
On the 12th.
Oh, but you'll be around before we will do it, so you will definitely get your herbs with your pot. For your pot, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You are going to have, well, you will be present before we do it, so don't worry. So bring your Akko.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Okay, Alessandra, you want to go now?
No, I was just...
you can ask a question.
No, I was looking to Facebook, the streaming.
Okay, thank you.
I will leave.
Thank you.
No, yes, I have a question.
Yes, come with your question, please.
How the Bobo or the Voodoo or whatever we can call it, move in the nature? Let's say in the water, in the air, on the trees, and so.
Okay, the Voodoo or Bobo or a tron, they are nature spirits, which are there long before human beings. This is a question from Professor Brivio from, what is the name of your university?
Milano Bicocca.
Milano Bicocca in Italy, the university there. So she is here present with us physically, and she is asking the question. She is an anthropologist, and she's been dealing with African Magic Temple for some time now, and she came again this last month, and she's around. And, so she's live with us now at the shrine during this live session. So her question is that how can a Bobo or a tron or Voodoo move in nature? Is that what is the question?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just trying to explain that because what we call Voodoo, what we call Bobo, what we call a tron, they are all nature spirits. They are all gods. They had always been there before mankind came onto this physical plane. But when you are able to find a way to trap that energy, and you can work with it. It is a nature energy. It's been in nature all along. But when you are able to have a secret or have some information on it and you trap it and it becomes closer to you and you are using it every day, it is still there in nature, but then you can still use it. Take internet, for instance, the information highway. Internet had always been there before man was created. But only that mankind was not able to put things down to put it together. Just like in the olden days, our ancestors would look into water and they are able to visit places and communicate with some other people or other entities in the world or in the universe. They were doing that. And then the television, the waves of the television had always been there until somebody created a way of trapping that waves so that they can become visible. Then television was born. The same thing with the telephone with Graham Bell, where these sound waves have always been there, but he was able to create something that can track that sound wave so that two people in two different parts or two different locations could hear each other and communicate with each other. Just like what we are using now in today's modern day information highway or internet and all this thing, and we can talk and all this thing. So these nature spirits have always been there, It's until when a man is able to get to that intelligent or a man's thinking ability has reached that level and is able to capture those waves and find ways of transforming them to be closer and make physical use of them. So it is with Vodu, Bokor, and Tron. They had always been there. So that's why there are some spirits that nobody has ever heard about. But one day you will just have a dream, and the spirit will tell you something, and you put it together. If the spirit starts working with you, you have found a new spirit. Yes. To you it's new, but it has always been there. But for you, you have found a new spirit that you can work with. So that is how Bokor or a Tron or Vodu is. And that's how our ancestors discovered them. Just like how internet and all these new technologies.
And another question. Usually, ancestors. Usually.
Voice people can hear.
Usually, ancestors discover new Vodu or new Bokor in dreams, or what is the main way to which discover a new power?
Okay. So, Professor Brevio's question is how do our ancestors discover Vodus or Bokor or a Tron? Okay, there are so many ways. Some may come in dream form. Some you will physically meet the spirit. It takes a physical form. You meet it, and it takes control over your life. And when you come back to your normal senses, you get you become something, or you get some information which you can use. Some will also be through certain other means, like somebody will be doing a reading, and in that reading they tell you do this, do this, do this, and this spirit will come to you. So there are so many ways that our ancestors discover Bokor or Vodu. For instance, when I was growing, when I met the dwarf, it was not with anybody. It was not with any elderly person. I was alone. And then I saw this thing moving by, and I did not know what it is, but it was riding on some animal. And because the animal has a tusk, in my mind I know elephants have tusks, so I thought it was an elephant. It was until I grew up to know that that was a hawk, the bush pig, that it was using. And then later in my life, before I knew that that thing was actually a dwarf. So supposing that dwarf stopped with me and communicated with me at that early age, I would have gotten something to do and know how to invoke it or call it to come. But today all the people who are doing dwarf things are all scammers and liars and thieves. They're just deceiving people by creating some story and say that they have dwarfs.
You mean Aziza?
It doesn't exist anymore. And most of the people are just doing ventriloquism, and they are deceiving people that they have Aziza. Because you see, the Vodu work becomes a very business now, and everybody is doing it to gain something. But most people are just using tricks and lies. Because if you don't have sixth sense, whereby you can automatically see and hear, you must create something to make people to believe that you have power. And most of them, it is tricks. And that's why people are learning all kinds of tricks to present to the people, because to the ordinary eyes, tricks are power. So people employ these tricks and fool others who do not know the difference between the real power and trick, and they fall prey to them. And this is what we are trying as much as possible to remove from our teachings and everything. And when we notice that someone is using tricks and all these things, we do not associate. We don't want to be tarnished with anybody's negativity. So there is a lot of tricks in this. This Aziza thing, I have traveled for more than 15 years trying to find the real one, but each time you end up seeing only scammers. Yeah. They perfected their act so much that if you are not very careful, you will never notice. Yeah, and those are not. That is not Vodu, but that's how it is presented now. It used to be like that there was spirits like Aziza. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gotten a name. But today, you won't find. Everybody is just doing trick on one another.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Breview. Thank you very much. Yes, we are. I am on Clubhouse now. Please, is there any question from anybody?
Yes, Papa. Sorry, maybe I do have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I wonder how to. Thank you. I wonder how to. I don't know what it's called. Learn or do, but a little more intimately and establish a relationship with Vodo. Besides reading books and articles and getting a reading here and there, from Bokor or Mambo. What would be the path? And I'm also not wanting to run and to take the time that it takes. I don't want to go and try to get initiated tomorrow, right? So what would you recommend? And I'm in diaspora. I live in the United States.
I would only recommend for you to be pouring libation to your ancestors. When you continue pouring libation to your ancestors in the proper way, like the way we have been teaching, call the names of the ancestors that you know. Those that you don't know, you just mention them after calling the ones you know and say the known and the unknown. And you keep pouring libation to them, and slowly, the spiritual world will come closer to you and begin to make things clearer, which path to take and what to do. One reason I am saying so is that there are so many different types of Bokor, and there are so many different types of people who are diviners. Some people's divination is very difficult to understand. They may not be doing the real thing. They may be putting all kind of pretense and tricks and whatever to prove to you that they can divine properly. But when you get to the real diviners, they will not ask you, what are you coming to ask and all this. The real diviner will just tell you to speak on your money, and then the oracle itself should be able to tell what your challenge is and whatever is happening in your life. And then there are diviners who will say, okay, tell me what is your problem, and then they will use psychology to tell you whatever they think is happening in your life. There are some divinations, especially like the mirror. You don't even need to speak at all. You just use the money, touch your forehead, or touch your head, touch your chest, and then your stomach. Touch your stomach, and then you put it inside the mirror. The mirror will be able to tell you what is in your mind, what you are thinking, what is happening in your life, and what should be done to change your situation. Unlike diviners who will tell you, okay, tell me what is your problem. That is just ordinary consultation. But when you do a real spiritual consultation and reading, you will get the answers to your questions. So don't rush anything. Spirituality is not a competition. We each have our own pace to get to where we are going. And we are all not going to the same place anyway. So you do it at your pace and you will get there. So start with continuous libation pouring to your ancestors and tell them to bring the truth to you and open the doors that can make you go closer to them. So Alana, that's what I think you should start with. And then when you do that for some time and you want to do a reading, get the real teacher and a real diviner to divine for you, and you will see the difference.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Anybody on Clubhouse? Okay, I go to Facebook now. No, let's go to the. Let me go to this Facebook and then you. Okay, we don't have any question. Go to yes. We have Maria Janin again saying thanks, Papa. I think that's the last one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to pray now, pour libation now, and then we will continue the live session outside the gallery. Oh, I go, talk with my mom, pretty, yo, I will be that I'm going to go and want that way. Emilio, what kind of you kind when you are kind of check, or what kind of you are kind of trouble, what kind of you are kind of you are kind of you are talking, what kind. Very bad, never had a dollar of the gift you something about you. But you know the hot bow, walk up, walk with me, Zango, you believe you don't have home, but say, never your active would jump back that jump. Who are for coming for the money to go for the food dome, but you feel quite all for me. So when you're here, never try more you to have quite a bit of nearly to talk about your use of coming out to very car jump at they have to go over your name, jump at the jump at that. Metro me beda molo abi fabeli di e jopata na fi ajolo jopata de me yo na se me gbo jire to gbe de tapa pelu ti zumbo lu ajima ogboju kuro do jalo ko nko me valenti me fa me va lo jona kofu ago sapate me yo ati geli me yo goro Vodu me yo ra ken Allah fia da fa asini ni whatever na te me yo le baji bo so ba na me jime do amaso me yo legba zume legba bi me yo mi afrika me yo apeli apeli go to sagbaja ko bi fo no apeli apeli to an me yo apeli to asin apeli de wo du popo ni no me yo me yo aflaga ti se be na ba blow me yo me yo adado kuno nyaka onu popo onu onyo no fo ono me yo ra keke Vodo klo manje e wu de potode anya Vodo me do amikaku otebo no ni amikaku otebo e yo ni apete yo ade la pojo ami be fo na ba na ji do bela o kan be yo ra keke dan ji me yo o buga ke mi we ba do fi e me le gbedora na mo pete ta amesia me ke ko ku to ese ni amenya ore o ma oga na mo na to gbe sobolisa ma oga sobolisa kikikata ese ne bu mo na agbobe mo no bu na la me se be mo no bu na ngbo yi be mo no bu ama yo le video le bu ko no ko fi no ji me yo ji video le furu na no pota na on view me yo le so no ji ko so no ko so no de bonto me yo le so me ta ko no re so permanent fana agbobe mo me ne fana ni agbene jembo na ni mi no yo lo enyi me no ngbo na America da mu me yo enyi ele ngbo na ka me de o bere ni ga ye ji akemi chere fibo to be mama gbe to yin mi ago kai ago na mi lo bere yo no hala no do more ko mi atore fi gracia